Welcome back, guys. Today on the Salty Pine podcast, we'll be talking about dog hunting in eastern North Carolina. Today, I am welcomed by three of the guests: Ryan Arthur, which is my brother, Carl Lane, and Joseph Smith. So, to get this thing started off, Joe, I know you went dog hunting today. How was your day today? Like, how'd y'all do today, and how'd the dogs do, and what was the overall outcome of your day?
We had a good day. We ran, I don't know, $5 or $6 a day. Ended up shooting a nice 8-pointer and a couple does, and it was a good day. Dogs ran very good.
That's good. So my first really main question for y'all is, when people ask about dog hunting, what caliber of rifle would y'all prefer? Because people also like bring like ARs or this and that. What would y'all prefer individually? Would y'all take, like, what's your go-to gun with your dog hunt in your truck?
I mean, I think anything from
what's your go-to?
Yeah, what's your go-to?
My go-to it will be a 30-06.
All right, my go-to is a 30-30.
Yep, that's a good one.
I'd be 270 or 7mm or something like that.
You go for the long shot.
You going for a long one?
You don't like them up close.
Nah.
Well, my thing is, like Carl Wayne, he said 30-30. I mean, 30-30 is lever action.
Yeah.
Very good wood gun.
Yeah. I mean, 9 times out of 10, when you're running dogs, they go across the path pretty quick. So you get a couple shots at them, but you got to shoot them going to the other side of the ditch.
So throughout the year, we don't have a long time to hunt. It's only a couple months. Being y'all are active running dogs, I know people run on Saturdays. That's a big day for everybody.
Yeah.
How many times a week would y'all recommend like running your dogs? What is the average day of rest y'all give them, and like, how would you run them? 2 days a week, 3 days a week? Would you run them like Tuesday, Saturday? How would y'all go about like running your dogs and like the days?
Well, it depends on the time of year too.
Yeah,
If
right.
it's the season, I want to hunt them hard. 5 days a week if I can get it out of them.
Yeah. I mean,
But pump the protein to them.
well, so my thing is, like I hunt my dogs hard on Saturday. I'll give them a rest on Sunday, and I'll hunt them Monday, Tuesday, and get them a rest on, like Wednesday, Thursday, and hunt them hard Friday, Saturday.
I'm like Joe. It really all depends on what time of year. Obviously, the first part of the season, the dogs are fat. They're not going to run.
They got to get back in shape.
Yeah, they got to get back in shape. And you got to think the first part of the season, early October. So
It's warm.
Yeah, it's warm and everybody's still busy in the field. But you come Thanksgiving, Christmas, that whole Thanksgiving week, Christmas week, people are running hard.
Which, I mean, I don't know about you, but like me and Joe, we run our dogs in the summertime.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just once a week, we catch a cool morning, like Sunday morning, Saturday morning, and we go.
A couple of hours, you put them in shape.
Right, just enough to get them back in shape.
I mean, you turn loose from one chase, and that's good enough for the week for me, personally.
So you run during the summer and during all the hunting season, a big topic that comes up is, what food do you give them?
Value pack.
What percentage of fat do you give them? So, and what brand would you say is the best to give your dogs to be able to produce the most outcome?
I've fed, Pride, Showtime, Value Pack. Me personally, I'm a Value Pack guy.
I'm a Showtime guy.
24-20. I mean, I would feed Showtime if I could access it pretty easily.
But we live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, so, I mean,
food's kind of, unless you're going to drive an hour every time you need food.
I mean, I can go 5 minutes down the road and get Value Pack 24-20, and I don't have no problem, keeping weight on them, but that's just me.
I mean, I started out with Pride on mine, and they looked alright.
Which that's a very popular brand around here.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of dog hunters that bear hunt and deer hunters that feed Pride, but I just couldn't keep any weight on my dogs with Pride.
Well, that's like me. I run my dogs in the summertime.
Yeah.
So I mean, Pride's pretty good if I don't run them, but being I run during summertime, I want something. I mean, Value Pack, Showtime is great. I love Showtime 24-20. I will feed it during the summertime, but I can't get it. So that's why I've switched to Value Pack 24-20, and it makes a makes a world of difference.
Not talking bad about Pride. Pride's
No,
good.
Yeah, Pride's a
Every
good
dog
food.
is different. I mean, some
Yeah.
dogs like Pride, and everybody's got their own personal.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to speak on Pride's behalf, I would say Pride is definitely a summertime food.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I agree.
then switch to value pack when you're running them hard.
So talking about food, going into the next topic, when you breed your dogs when they come into heat and you have puppies, you know, every person goes about training their puppies in a different way.
That's a Ryan question.
So like what in your opinion, each of y'all's opinion, when you have puppies, what is the best way that y'all would train your puppies to be able to be the best dog you can possibly be for your pack and be able to like hunt down the deer and be right behind it?
If it was me, I would start off in coats.
Breaking pan.
That I would go carry them to a fox pen, coat pen.
So y'all, I was about to ask that. So y'all
would.
y'all like fox pens?
100%.
Especially for breaking dogs.
Yeah.
Right.
Leaving there a couple of days and
Living there for a couple of days and let them get the feel for it. I mean,
that's what they're bred to do.
yeah.
So
I mean, if you get a pup, you got to let them walk around, spud the woods, do a hot track, and
Yeah.
let them figure it out
You
themselves.
want to put them in a fox pen because you know
Something's there.
Yeah.
Right.
And if they don't jump, something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had a litter of pups.
Yeah.
Last year, and I didn't get them to a fox pen. I wish I would have, but only one of them caught them to a deer track.
So I'm glad you said that. So being you just had puppies, you know, vaccines and like medicines are really important.
We love running with Ryan's pup.
Yeah.
Vaccines are really important. And, so I know you had a couple dogs last year that had parvo,
Yeah.
right? And I don't think you can do anything about
It's whole
that.
fleet. I mean, y'all.
Yeah,
I think
my-
that's right.
Fleet of puppies have.
Yeah, my whole
So what do y'all like give y'all's dogs for like recovery and to like antibiotics after a hunt? Like what do y'all do to be able to get them back restored to where they
Rest.
rest?
I mean, I've been using Quest Warmer. I mean, that's been a big difference for my dogs. I mean, as far as like the worming, the disease, I mean, Quest is.
You know what the best thing about having deer hounds like that and getting that? I mean, I'm not going to say if that is good to have a dog that gets, you know, some kind of disease, especially parvo. But you know what the best scenario is? Having a sister that was a vet. That's the
Right, because she knows what to
That's the
what
ticket.
medicine- yeah.
ticket.
That's the ticket.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, you got to keep up with her stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to worm them. I mean, you take a puppy that's 6, 7 weeks old, you got to worm them. I mean, you got to give them medicine. You got to treat them like a 6-week-old lab.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well say. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, even a child.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
So out in the world, I know it's a big part of like our lives in Eastern North Carolina during hunt season is to run dogs. But then there's the other side of people that like it's bad, like they have a very negative opinion on running dogs.
well,
What's like one thing that y'all would say to them to like help them change over to like, hey, this is a good thing. Like you should just come and try and see what it's like.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say, dog hunting's not fair. Dog hunting's not fair. I feel like dog hunting's more fair than shooting a deer over a corn pile. I mean, you know,
Which in
you're
Eastern
not-
North Carolina that is legal. Hunting over a
Yeah.
corn pile, that is illegal in our state.
I mean, you've got a pile of food sitting there, and a deer walks up and starts eating, and you're sitting in a stand, and whack, you got one. At least when you're running one with a dog,
it's like a challenge.
yeah, I mean, they can duck the dogs.
Well, my thing about it is, us three we've got deer dogs. And, the biggest thing about around here, North Carolina is trespass. Like, I don't want you to off my property.
Yeah.
But, we've got $250, $300 for the tracking collars on our dog. We don't want your dogs on, your property.
Like we're
we're trying
y'all
our
done
best.
everything they can. Y'all spent the money, y'all
Right.
spent the time y'all are not trying to get them on
Yeah.
their property. If
We
they
don't
do get
want-
on the property. Y'all are turning them. Y'all are trying to get them back as fast as y'all possibly.
We don't want our dogs on your property just as bad as you don't want our dogs
Right.
on your property. We're doing what we can to get them off,
Right.
or to even keep them from going over there.
Right. I mean, and you know, like for my example, you know, I've got a yellow lab retrieve ducks, and that's her job. I mean, that's what she's bred to do. That's what she does. That's what she loves to do. She loves to go and get ducks. That's the same way my deer dogs are. I mean, they love
For the chase.
they love to chase deer. They love to get after the deer. They love to taste the deer. I mean,
So
they eat up with it.
a thing that I know because I've done it in my life, I just want y'all to like put perspective. So I know when you're running doe, you know what the track lines look like. You know what the tracks are. I want y'all to really explain like, hey, I know we're running the buck here.
Yeah,
Tight circles.
Yeah.
Just, going around spur roads, not crossing the roads.
Which, I mean, it's the same thing with a coyote. I mean,
Kite's bad.
a coyote's the same way. You run circles.
Yeah.
But we were on a chase last Saturday.
Yeah.
We saw a big track dog, dog from a deer out
And lost out.
and lost out. We run down the path and we saw it was a big track. Well, we come.
Obviously, it was a buck. I mean,
Yeah.
it was huge tracks, and it went in the thickest, wettest
Block of woods.
part of woods
Yeah.
that it could go in.
And like, so when you're going hunting a spot in the morning, you're going to a club, you're going to a piece of property that you own. I know you look for like a track, but like, where specifically are you looking to turn the dogs out first thing in the morning?
Yeah, Joe. I mean,
Just past knowledge, where they like to stay at and stuff like that.
let's say like me, I look for wind.
I don't really look for tracks.
Yeah,
We got all our roads are rocks.
Yeah.
Well, in our club, me and Colleen Club, we look for wind. So, a dog always hunts head to the wind.
And the deer most time I run headed to the
Right. So we try to turn out, where the dogs are going to hunt head to the wind to give them the best advantage. I mean, we turn them loose into a good crossing, fresh tracks that, which we kind of make them hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's kind of their job. I mean,
That's
it's to hunt and get one up and to push them
out.
Right.
Yeah.
So man, we're talking about dogs and like running dogs. I know there's so many different types of like breeds out there. What are like, and y'all have 3-packs, as I know. What kind of dogs do you have? Are they like walkers? Like what kind of dogs do you use like in your pack?
Yeah, Joe.
Walkers.
Yeah, I mean, I got walkers, but if you're asking what dog we would prefer, mine is gonna be a blue tick all day.
See, I like my walkers. I like a blue tick, but they're not fast enough for me.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
if
want
I
something that'll
could-
push something through the woods.
if I could have it my way, honestly, my way, I would have a pack of walkers and one or two blue ticks, and I
You
would
can
turn
go.
my 2 blue ticks first, and once they got one up, pack the walkers to it, and the blue ticks come out. Let the blue ticks get one up, and let the walkers take them for.
We know there's some people around here that hunt with beagles.
Yeah.
Or 3/4 view.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, Wild Man's got the 3/4 beagles.
Yeah, Ryan loves some old beagles. Ryan loves some 3/4 beagles.
I got messed up with that.
So when we're running dogs, people think about guns pointed everywhere, right? Safety is a big concern that's getting brought up.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people that go with you; they got to know what they're doing. So y'all each hunt with different people. Sometimes y'all even hunt together. What is one thing that y'all go into the day like? Hey, I'm going to do this. Like, what's a main safety concern? Like, what do you tell everybody? Like in the morning meeting, which I usually call it, before you go out and hunt. What's something y'all like specifically tell each other before? What's y'all's game plan?
The very first thing that needs to be brought up, in my opinion, is where is everybody going to be?
So communication's a big part.
Communication is
That's the big thing about dog hunting.
Yeah, if you're going to set up on this path, and somebody else sets up on this path, and y'all decide to move, hey, let's leapfrog. Let's
Yeah.
you know, make sure you know where everybody's at
You know,
all times.
Well, the biggest thing is everybody be on the same side of the road.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody be on the same side of the road and got the same understanding that, if a deer comes out between, let's say, me and Joe, we're going to shoot him when he's
On the
going
left-hand side.
on the left-hand side,
Right.
going in the ditch. I mean, that's the safest way to do it.
And I always know if like you said, you and Joe are sitting on a path. If the deer stops and Joe is right behind you, obviously look what's beyond the deer.
Yeah,
Look what's
that's
on
right.
the other side.
Your
of the
first
deer.
priority is safety of the next person.
That's
Yeah.
right.
The deer ain't that.
Because, I mean, a deer ain't that important.
No. No, I mean you let him go, there's always gonna be another one.
So with all this technology y'all talked about earlier, I know it's very expensive. I know there's different type of collars and different type of tracking devices. What do y'all run? Like what kind of tracking collars do y'all run? Like TT15s? What kind of equipment do y'all use to be able to track your dogs consistently?
I got a little bit of both. I got some 15s, some 15Xs, and a couple of 125.
Yeah.
I mean, it
All
really,
on this stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
all gone, man.
All used to where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I run an iPad with Explorer. I mean, some people run Drive Track, some people run iPad XLs. I mean, it's really just up for.
Which looking at it, if you're going to go the cheaper route, if you're just getting into dog hunt, and you're trying to figure out what to buy, if you're first getting started, I feel like an iPad will work.
Oh yeah,
Like,
but
you don't need to go out to buy a $1,000 drive track when you can just download the app on the iPad and get set up.
Well, you can buy a Drive Track.
The old beep beep machines are
Yeah, I mean, that could be.
they're nice.
Bring it back to the old school days.
You got a lot of Garmin's and they're all crisscrossing communication.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, like
Maybe the idea where the dogs are at.
Like that's like us three. Lucky for us, we got on separate channels, so us three can track our own dogs and not have no interference.
Yeah.
But if somebody else decides to bring a pack of dogs, it might interfere with us three. So I mean, it's just kind of. Well, it's lucky for the 200. If you got anything above a 100. You can turn your groups off. You can turn certain dogs off, and you can track, one or two of the other people's dogs.
Well, my big thing is if you're hunting with, if Joe and me and you and just say Brandon had some dogs and some collars and I had a few that interfered with Brandon's and you had
You can
a
change
few
them,
that interfered with Joe's. I always try to keep at least one dog of somebody else's in.
Yeah.
You just know where everybody
Yeah,
at.
I mean, if Joe's got one that interferes with mine, and I still want to keep up with what Joe's dogs are doing, if it's one dog that I know is going to run with a pack, I'll take that dog out and put Joe's in. And so, just to keep an idea that, all right, Joe's dogs are running here.
Yeah. And the thing that people might not know listening to this, when they talk about 100, 200, and 300s, it's a handheld device. Instead of having it on your drive track, it's a device that you can be able to tote around in the woods, be able to put around your neck, put on your bibs, or do anything you want with it. It's basically just a little screen showing you where all the dogs are, and you're able to put all the tracking collar codes. Each collar comes with a code, and you'll be able to put it into the box. And from that, you'll be able to track everything. And 300 is the newest model that just came out. I know Morgan, one of my buddies, has it, and he highly recommends it. 200s, I know a couple of y'all have the 200s.
Yeah.
I know the 100s, they've been around for a while. I know Ryan didn't have best of luck with that. But they're always coming out with new technology, so just always be on the lookout for the newest and best things.
Well, now they got that XL out.
Yeah, they just come out with a new Tread XL. It's about the size of an iPad, I believe.
Yeah, that's the 10-inch screen, I think, and you can track it. You can control all your dogs from that screen.
And what a lot of people don't realize is hunting is like a way of life for us. Running dogs, like when we kill a deer, it puts food on the table and puts meat in the freezer for us.
Yeah.
Like we just don't do it. We do it for the fun of it, but we do it like for food for our families as well.
Well, a lot of us grew up. I mean,
It's a way of life.
Yeah,
It's just the way it is.
We've been doing this since we were small.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of people think, like, for example, like, people say, like, dog hunters, they turn a dog loose in a block of woods, they ain't been to deer in there.
Yeah.
Well, they ain't the fences. I mean, our dogs are trained to run deer, so they gonna get on a hot deer track, and that's what they're gonna run.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that, like, oh, they run this block of woods today, there's not gonna be no deer in there. Well, that block of woods is their home.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
So we talked about how people, when you're driving your truck, you stay on the path. But usually, most of the time, you have people riding with you, and that, or when we do it at least, they go in the woods. They go and pass in the woods. What is the best way that y'all think is setting people up in the woods? And like you said, communication is a big part of how we do it. Make sure communication is the same, the safety is the same. Setting people up in the woods. How would each of y'all go about it?
Well, I mean,
I'm a shotgun fan in the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
well, as far as
For a bunch of people.
Yeah, you don't need a high powered rifle with a scope.
Well, as far as like where we hunt at, there's people go in the woods in those streets. So as long as, let's say, Joe walks in the woods, you know that Joe's in the street. So, you can carry a 30-30, 30-06, whatever you prefer in the woods. As long as, let's say, me and Carl Wayne are on the road, tracking our dogs.
Yeah.
As long as you know that you don't, me and Carl Wayne know we don't park down the street.
Yeah.
And you just shoot straight, down, like north and south down the street.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way. And the more people you get in the woods, it seems like, the deer are going to run different paths.
Yeah.
So another thing, I know we're talking about running hounds with deer, but also in Eastern North Carolina, which is a big factor, we get people in from everywhere, all across the country. Even some big names come down. Running bear.
Yeah.
Running bear and bear hunts in Eastern North Carolina. That's a big part. It brings revenue in.
Yeah, that's a.
Well, that's a little.
And I know everybody here don't have experience running bear, but I know Carl Wayne, you have a little bit of experience.
Oh,
I mean, everybody has a little experience, but some people have done it more than others.
Well, that's the bear hunting kind of thing. Like you trust the person that's going in front of you.
Well, the best thing to do when you're going in with a bear hunting person, with a guy that's never bear hunted before, and his first time doing it, you better get to know the man before you go in the woods with him.
Because you're going through some thick stuff.
You're going through thick brush and
briars and
it could come down to where you're 2 foot
from the bear.
from a 700, 600 pound.
Well, that's why year before last, you were $15 from a 600.
Not even. I could have, reached my hand out and slapped him on the ass if I wanted to. But
Another thing that's big is you feel it internally. It's the adrenaline rush.
oh man,
When you run dogs and you let them out and you get the chase going and you hear the dogs barking, adrenaline rush really just rushes through you.
Well, the biggest thing about it is the safety. Like knowing where everybody is, and that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I mean, adrenaline. The dog hunting is fun. Yeah, it is fun.
But you don't know where everybody is.
I'm not, a big bear hunter, but I've never had an adrenaline rush quite as big deer hunting as I have bear hunting. And I'm like I said, I'm not a big bear hunter at all. But like Brandon was saying, that 600 pound bear. That was something that really got my heart running. It was fun. It was at the time. It was like holy shit.
You're $10 from a 600-pound bear.
I wouldn't even say I'm telling you, that bear was like right in my face.
And like running dog, it's just a difference in perspectives. Like people come down and they go, and it's just another way of doing things.
Yeah.
Like people from different parts of the state, or even out of the state, they come down. They don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
I know some people run bobcats in North Carolina, but they don't get the full gist of deer hunting and bear hunting with hounds behind them.
Yeah.
They don't get the adrenaline from the chase.
The bear hunt. There's a lot of people that get hurt bear hunting, and from my little bit of experience that I've bear hunted. I'm not a big bear hunter, but I've been on enough bear hunts that I know what the bear. You
know what they're going to do.
You get to a tree and there's 40 bear hounds barking up this tree, and you look up, and there's a 300-pound bear up there.
It just
I mean, all of a sudden it's
Well, from our perspective, it's to keep dogs safe.
Yeah.
I mean
that's the main priority.
That's the main goal because they're like a family member.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to keep dogs safe.
So we talked.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
So we talked about, like, I know y'all all three talked about how y'all have packs. Would y'all mind like going down and like just saying like a little bit about your pack, like how if they're young, they're old, if there's a mix, and just like how many do you have, and like do you plan to get more? Do you plan to sell some, or like what do you plan to do?
I mean, I've got 6 that are running their rope. They're between 2 to 5 years old.
Which,
5 years old is kind of. I'm gonna probably get rid of my older dogs.
probably actually you can run dogs a lot, but didn't you just get a couple dogs for the first time like a couple years ago?
I've got.
When you just got back into
So when I was young, I used to have, or my uncle actually used to have dogs, and we bred dogs, and I had, I got a few off of that pack, which,
right.
Like I said, I was 12 years old. So
Right.
I mean, it was their dogs that I called mine.
But now you got older.
Yeah, I mean, and that was 10, 20, or 10, 15 years ago, and now I just got back in. Me and Ryan got a pack about 3 years ago, and we ended up splitting them up. And I had 3, and Ryan had 2, and he got a few more, and then I bought a few more, and so I mean, I'm just getting back into it after a 10-year break.
Right.
But I grew up running dogs.
What about you, Jeff? Like, how many dogs do you have? What's your next plans going forward?
We got 10 right now, and they average. The youngest one we got is probably 14 months, and he needs some work. But most of them are between 2 years, and the oldest is probably about 6 years old.
Right, and we're talking about this. An important thing is, people buy dogs all the time, but a main thing that's talked about is buying puppies. Like, buy a puppy young. That way you're able to train it and be able to break it yourself. That way,
I think that's got a lot to do with the person. I mean, all the dogs that I've bought are finished dogs. I mean, I really don't have a desire for puppies right now. Maybe in the future. Yeah, I mean,
The problem is where we live.
Patience.
The problem where we live is we don't have a breaking pen that's 20 minutes from us. Yeah, like where you live at, you got one
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Where for us, it's an hour.
Yeah.
Might as well say. So I mean, when we get a litter of puppies, it's straight to the woods. I mean, might as well say. I mean,
yeah. Well, like I said, like I really appreciate y'all coming on and like being able to give the people like just an idea of what it's like, and it's more than just dumping the box and letting dogs run. It's kind of a way of life. You know what I mean?
oh yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. Well, me and Colwayne. I don't know Jody. Me and Colwayne are bow hunters. I mean, we bow hunt. If we're still hunting, we're bow hunting.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, we're
running dogs.
We're running dogs.
I appreciate y'all coming in and taking the time to be able to talk about it and like just give a different perspective about what it is and what it's like. So like I said, dog hunting in Eastern North Carolina is more of a way of life than just a hobby. We do it to put meat in the freezer and also just a good time to collaborate with friends and stuff. So like I said, I really appreciate y'all coming on. And on today's, you were able to get a gist of what it's like, how they do things, and maybe we hope that if you're listening to this, you'll be able to come down, maybe even get in contact with some of you guys. I know they'll be willing to let you ride with them one day and see what it's like.
Well, I mean, the big thing is, dog hunting around our parts is more of a way of life than it is just going sit in the tree stand.
As I stated, so thank y'all for listening. This is another episode of the Salty Pine. Y'all come back next time.
Ryan gives me advice when it comes to dog hunting.
Somebody